Phel Suma. No clue what that means, but I know it's what these tiny lizard folk call themselves. No bigger than 4 feet, the Phel Suma are fierce little warriors. They are the smallest of the swamp folk I have met, but they compensate their lack of reach with size-appropriate spears. They use their numbers to overwhelm the enemy and trap them as well. What is cracking, everyone? Elder Cracker here with another creature showcase, and this is the Phel Suma, another swamp-based creature for your potential D&D campaign. Today we're going to go over the stats, the lore, and all that other good shit, so maybe you can add this creature to your campaign. Let's get right into it. Now, the Phel Suma are a small lizard-like creature that live in the jungles, the swamps, and other similar moist environments. They can be easily recognized by their red patterns and bright green skin, kind of resembling that of a day gecko. Now, while these creatures might not be the biggest of creatures, they definitely make up for it with their combat ferocity. Kind of think of like a Napoleon complex, but for a lizard. That's what we have going on here. The Phel Suma are a lightly armored tribalistic people, wearing simple leathers and other forms of foliage as protection against the natural environment, but nothing else. They rely on their small size and agility to avoid getting hit. You'll notice distinguished red markings on the armor that resemble that of the day gecko's natural skin pattern. This is to resemble different tribes as well as different military accomplishments that the creature has accomplished in their career. While nowhere near the size of the Kanogi on the right or the Gamakenchi on the left, they are also one of the main 3 Truganian races that provide a military personnel, and they're quite good at it too. While the Kanogi are more battle monks and the Gamakenchi are more frontline warriors, the Phel Suma find their place as a flanking type skirmisher, and that fits perfectly with their small size and their ability to travel tough terrain with ease. I actually have a video talking about the Kanogi and a video talking about the Gamakenchi as well, so if you guys want to go watch that, you should go watch that video. Now, in terms of inspiration, I kind of had 2 things in mind. I had the day gecko because I just like their bright red striping and I thought it'd be cool for a tribalistic creature to have, and I kind of thought of the penguins from Surf's Up because they're kind of like these little tiny wild dudes with spears, and I literally thought of that personality when I made these creatures. It's quite simple, really. You just get a gecko, nice gecko. You get rid of the 15% or more on car insurance, and give it a spear, and yeah, that's creative creature design right there. Let's move on to the stats. Now, the Phel Suma by no means have the most impressive stat block ever. This is just a level 1 Phel Suma, but the biggest thing that they have standing and going for them is their dexterity. They're rather weak and they don't have much health, but that's okay because their tactic, and when you're using them as a DM, is to put them with multiple other Phel Suma, and that's what makes them so dangerous. If we look at the stats, the Phel Suma come in with 9 hit points, an armor class of 13, a +2 to initiative, and 30 feet of movement speed, which is pretty decent for a creature of small stature. The Phel Suma have 2 main attacks. They use the Jabba, which is the tiny spear that they use for their size-appropriate bodies, which gives a +4 to attack, and a 1d6 +2 piercing damage. They also have a net trap. This allows the Phel Suma to throw a net at a small or medium target, and if they fail a dexterity save of 12, they're going to be restrained by the net until it's destroyed. The whole idea is that they're supposed to be hunters and they ambush, so they would throw the net onto the creature and then they would swarm them with their numbers, and the creature can't move, and it's an easy way for them to pin down a target. Here's some basic information about the Phel Suma. They are a small humanoid lizard folk. They are chaotic neutral, doing what they must to ensure self-preservation because they are a native tribe in a imperialistic world, and they have 2 interesting passives. The first one is Lick Clean Vision. This allows the Phel Suma to lick their eyes to keep them clear, which gives them an advantage on saving throws for being blinded, and magic effects that cause blindness only last half as long. I thought it only made sense that a gecko-like creature would have this because I wanted to implement something about their biological features into how they play. They also have Pack Ambusher. Deal an additional 1d4 piercing damage with melee attacks when an ally is within 5 feet of you. This encourages the Phel Suma to fight in packs and not fight individually. After all, they are way too weak by themselves to be a real threat. If you're a DM and you want your party to go against the Phel Suma, the ideal way would be having them walk into a swamp of some sort, and then they fail an ambush check. They get surrounded by 6 of these little fuckers, and now they have to fight. Maybe one of them gets a net thrown on them, and maybe one of the party members has to go save them or something like that. Again, I would try to keep these creatures in a pack. It makes it more immersive and more challenging. Otherwise, they're just gonna have an easy time taking down one of these little 3-foot lizards. And yeah, that's the Phel Suma. Nice, simple, but effective. I hope you guys like this creature. If you do, try it in your campaign and let me know how it goes. That's all for now. I'll see you next week with another creature showcase. Elder Cracker.